Hi guys, how are you? It's now January 18, about 8 p.m., and Power Ledger was requested. I remember this coin went on a tear in December, and then it just fizzled off like every other coin did in January. So if you guys like my videos, you're welcome to upvote it on Steemit if the content suits your needs and you guys actually enjoy it or it's helped you in some way or another. And be absolutely sure to also like, subscribe, and share these videos if you help them or if you like them, sorry, because the goal is to help the cryptocurrency community in general. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is what do we do first when we see a new chart, right? What do we do first? First thing that I always do when I look at a new chart, I've gone over it already, so I know what's going on with it. A little unfair, but yeah, so I'm going to zoom in just like that here first. Okay, let's do this now. So the first thing that I do is I'll draw my tops and my bottoms to extremes and non-extremes, meaning I'll cover the wick to wick at the extreme ends, and then, or sorry, body to body, and then wick to wick as well, just to get an idea of where some bull break areas could be. I keep saying bull break, but I mean to say bull trap. Now the second thing is, as soon as this base formed right here, right there, what I would have done is I would have just done something like that, right? And just pretend we don't see it. This one's probably a little bit curved, slightly bad. Something like that I'll just assume along the EMA there, right? Just assume that it could be a resistance, or support rather, and clearly it's not, but it ended up being one like that, which everyone thought, oh great, it's gonna wedge. I probably would have thought something like that too. As soon as this shape was formed, this top was formed there, I would have thought, ah great, it's gonna wedge. So now that we're in this kind of shape right now, right, we're in almost like a channel that it's in, which is actually pretty good. Now if you deleted this one, it actually looks like a very parallel slope. So all of this is ABC whenever a new coin gets released. That's a corrective pattern in here, ABC. And then after that, we see 5 waves going up in here as well. It goes all the way up to here. This is not an impulse wave up. Actually, yeah, this one, it would start right here, about 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then this one would probably be something like that in there, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm sure there's 5 in there as well. But we're not going to dig for that one since it was a very extended wave. But what I do see altogether is 5 waves. Like that. And we just want to make sure that wave 3's impulse was much stronger than wave 1's, or not the shortest at least, just to make sure that it fits the criteria. And we see that wave 1 is indeed longer than wave 3 by taking Fibonacci at the breakout right there. So that fits our criteria that wave 3 is often the longest and the strongest wave, and it's not the shortest. So we see that finally this is all of wave 1 that has formed. And honestly, by the time that these have formed, people should assume that 3 subwaves like this on a high time frame will make one big wave, right? And the time that it gets a correction, if we get a correction to the wave 4 territory there, it's very safe to assume that this right here was the first subwave 1, and that's the first subwave 2. So how to play that for Power Ledger, if you look at it in hindsight, easy. As soon as you had 1 there, and you saw a 2 impulse form there, and this was obviously making an ascending triangle, and the 3 was somewhere up there, who cares if you didn't play any of that? What you want to do is be able to count Elliot wave when the top gets formed there, and you'll get more signals it's on a downtrend when it gets closer to the wave 4 territory right there. So then you want to keep an eye out on the Fibonacci level between the 0.5 and 6.8 region always. So that's where a bounce is very likely to happen, like just around these regions in general after there. So that's how I play it. I'm a Fibonacci player too, right? I love Fibonacci. You guys know how I feel about Fibonacci, Fibonacci, Fibonacci. Anyways, you guys know I love my Fibonacci tool. So yeah, So after that one formed, we're like, okay, bam, we're gonna go in around 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci there. And then we're gonna go into here, right? We're going to be able to play these waves. As soon as you see it correct, maybe closer to wave 4 territory, you're like, oh crap, this is the end. Pull out your Fibonacci tool, right? Go up there and do the exact same thing. Get yourself some limit orders right around the 0.5, 618 Fibonacci level there. But you can only do that on wave 1 and 3, okay guys? You can't do that on wave 5. If you try to do this on wave 5, do you want to see what's going to happen? Okay, this is where wave 4 began, or wave 5 began, and that's where it is. If you try to buy at the Fibonacci level, right, for the wave 5, you're gonna get yourself pretty screwed there if you try to buy there on the downtrend. I'm gonna explain to you guys how it works, okay, because people make this mistake all the time. So, this is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm a little bit giggly, guys. I got a new strain. It makes me feel pretty happy right now. Yeah, I've been trading a lot better now that I've been just much more calm and just doing TA and like swing trading. I'm not really talking about it much, but I'm still scalping and it's like just killer profits still. So it's been a really good year so far. So wave 1 right here, guys, you take Fibonacci only for wave 1, for wave 2's correction. And then wave 3, you take Fibonacci for only, or sorry, for wave 4, you take Fibonacci of only wave 3. But if you take Fibonacci for wave 5, only, if you buy it like right there, you're like, yeah guys, we're gonna buy it for the 618 Fibonacci level because Mr. Fibonacci told us to, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, what the fudgesicles, popsicles, Dairy Queen happened. So this happens right there. That's because after wave 5 it does an ABC correction like that, okay? That's why, okay? So you never want to go into Fibonacci level there, okay? And I'm going to show you by example right here as well. So right here, okay, this is a safe Fibonacci level that you enter, say right there, okay, at the 6, right there, perfect, 0.5, the 618 level, just set your stop buys there. This is a safe one right here, but don't forget, you have to get pretty good at counting Elliot wave to be able to play this kind of style, right? And you guys have to like put in the time to learn Elliot wave, because I assure you, it's not easy. I just feel really giggly lately. I just can't stop grinning, guys. Like, you guys know that feeling where you drank too much? I haven't had any alcohol. Like, I'm 100% sober. I'm always 100% sober during my videos, just so you guys know, okay? So, but you ever, like, just drink so much and you just, you can't, and then you see this, like, you know, gorgeous girl, and then she's, like, talking to you, and then, like, you just can't stop grinning, and then you just... and you don't even know that you're grinning. Like, I remember those times, oh, back in the days when I used to talk to girls. What century was that? But you know, then you're like drunk, and then your cheeks just like start to like ache because you just can't stop grinning, and it's like smiling. Like, you guys know that feeling I'm talking about when you're like, when you're drinking, right? That's how I feel right now on this new strain that I got. It just feels fantastically chillin'. Just makes me super duper happy right now. Can anybody guess what it is? Anyways, we're gonna keep the topic to cryptocurrency, okay? Those kind of topics are not, they're not legal in Canada, just to let you guys know, okay? No, it's not yet, at least. Not till 2018, like later this year. So Fibonacci, like here is a safe Fibonacci level, okay? Here's a safe Fibonacci level right there, 0.5 to 618. So bam, we established 2 waves, Fibonacci levels retraced to there. Now you take your Fibonacci for wave 3, 4, right? I mean, not 3, not 4, 5 right here. You guys are fudgesicles, popsicles, Dairy Queen, okay guys? You guys are not going to be happy. So what you do is you take your Fibonacci of the whole thing, okay guys? You take the Fibonacci of the whole thing, like we've talked about it. And then we extend this guy outwards. We're like, yeah, that's the top over there. And we're just going to follow Sir Mr. Fibonacci's rules over there of the 0.5 region to the 618. Okay, or you can go a little bit lower. You got to watch for it. These are just guidelines, right? These are just guidelines, right? So now what we know is that this is the big consolidation, right? It's a big consolidation happening right now. Is this going to break it? Probably not. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, probably not. It's not gonna break it. Is it gonna break anytime soon? Probably not. Probably not for a few days. Okay, so first of all, what we have to acknowledge is that this formed a support right there, okay? Now that we got relevant support points here and here, it's obviously wedging, right? It's obviously wedging into the shape right here. And we are at the 0.6 Fibonacci level that we've hit already. So if we actually just draw it like this, we got some very relevant sloped support lines. We'll just take wick to wick like that, okay? Very relevant support lines here. We have a relevant resistance right here, just somewhere around that general region. And we also have another very, 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 very relevant support line right here, right? So that looks pretty good. If I took the average of those wicks, you know, this might even make a channel sometime. It might even make right there. We'll go to this extreme. This one right here, okay? All right, that's pretty good, right? Just like this right here. So upon the breakout, the first target, honestly guys, is going to be pretty awesome. Like if I take this slope line right there, that one right there, and I just extend it to right here, like my longer term target for Power Ledger, like in middle of February, March, is about 14,000 like BTC. 14,000 Bitcoin, 14,000 Satoshi, I meant. At least before we break out there. So guys, like I'm pretty bullish on this coin really long term, okay? Because we already consolidated to a respectable point. Now something is gonna happen in here. This region right there, something is gonna happen, right? And upon breakout, like I'm very bullish on it that there could be up to a 68% gain on it just based on this symmetry right now in the pattern. And I'm talking about the breakout over here, guys. Don't get me wrong for a second, okay, guys, that I'm bullish on it right now, which is the buy. This is a long-term analysis and it was requested. So my scenario is over here. My scenario is to plan far, 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 far in advance. So I've got lots of things. So we have to ask ourselves, is this support going to hold? This sloped one there, right? If it does break out of it, then what's going to happen is we're actually going to get this kind of pattern right here instead. We're going to get this pattern right there. Okay guys, I'm back. I completely forgot what I was talking about, but we're going to just assume that I was talking about this wedge over here, okay? I was talking about this wedge over here, and something is going to happen in this wedge, okay? I do believe something is going to happen in this wedge. As long as it holds, this is up to you guys to play it out, okay? There are two possible plays, right? Where this support trend line right there holds, and then it gets wedged into right here, right? And another possible thing that could happen with it is it breaks out of that trend line support, and then it gets to like a lower one over here, and then it ends up forming like a flag consolidation. That is also very likely that this breaks, right? And then if that breaks, guys, what I will be watching for specifically is right here, like a bounce right there. So you guys should also be drawing your trend line supports right now. You should be drawing your trend line supports just the way I am, and just be able to set this up in the future when it comes up, right? That's the point of my videos. They're meant to be more educational than they are predictive for the future. So now that we hit this support line and we bounce off of it, so we get a few wicks off of here, well, even if you entered a few percents, like even if you entered a few pips like lower or higher or whatever, you know, it's not the best price that you entered it in there, then that's okay still, right? Because you have a target at least, and you guys know where the target's going to be. It's going to be where this trend line is. It's going to be where this trend line is, somewhere up there. So you still have a 50% gain scenario regardless. Like that's how I see Power Ledger right now. I see it as a 50% gain potential regardless of what happens, because we will eventually bounce off of some support. This is such a relevant support right now, okay? I mean, think about the plays right now. Okay, we think about the play here of this support line holding. Awesome, right? Awesome, but we have to actually break out of this trend line there. So it is much more likely for it to wedge into here. If it does wedge into there, great. Our target is going to be the channel resistance up there somewhere, right? It's going to be somewhere up there, or it could be even a little bit lower. It could be maybe even over here, right? Your stop loss is obviously going to be slightly below the trend line support. It's going to be up there, maybe? It's going to be up there. There's so many varieties, but either way, I see this as a 50% gain win-win scenario, just looking at all the different perspectives. Set your stop loss there, right? So if it breaks out there around 83,000 Satoshi, wicked. You guys got a chance to ride it all the way up to like around 14,000 or so, right? If it breaks downwards, that's okay as well, right? That's okay if it breaks downwards, because now you got another solid support over here, right? You got a wicked support. That formation doesn't hold anymore. And then we get a play down here. We can go kind of long right there. And then we can target that box in there for about 50% with a nice stop loss there with a really low risk, right? Well, low loss percentage, I mean, maybe like 5% or something like that. I don't know, that it's a pretty ridiculous risk to reward ratio if you look at it, to me. So either way, I see this as a win-win scenario, guys. So these are my quick thoughts on Power Ledger. If you enjoyed these videos, I'd appreciate an upvote on Steemit, guys. And also make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos, as they're meant to help the community in general. And if you especially love them and my dog Luna, you guys are welcome to donate to the cryptocurrency community bank that goes towards Luna. It all goes towards her, guys. She's getting ready for college. So have yourselves a good one, and I hope you stay safe always.